The medium that does this is television.
Our report details how advertising through television transforms strangers to your product into acquaintances, and acquaintances into friends, and friends into customers. You could almost say, as a result, that television puts into every living room a selling machine.
Weed the garden, cut the grass, paint the window, fix the glass, trim the shrubbery, grind the axe. But take it easy, dear. Relax.
Oh. Advertisers sensed that TV was a direct pipeline from seller to consumer. Said one ad man, it was like shooting fish in a barrel.
Black Label beer on hand. Mabel, Black Label, Carling Black Label beer.
Television was so new that some people would watch anything. That one of our executives at NBC said if he could only get it on the air, the most successful program we could ever show would be a green baize table and a hand rolling a pair of dice over and over and over. People would watch and bet on that.
Brush it, here's the new iPan.
With the boom tastes good like a cigarette chew. Real green, a little dab will do ya. Use more, only if you dare. But watch out, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair.
The early TV ads were primitive, but they packed an unexpected wallop.
I had the responsibility for bringing the Green Giant to television. The more fluid the movement, the more it cost, and I guess we were trying to save money. So we ended up with this commercial where we had this lurching Green Giant. And then I had this bright idea of what do you identify with giants? Well, Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum. Boom, 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 boom. And it went on the air once, and the phones rang off the hook at Green Giant in Le Sueur, Minnesota, with mothers saying, "Get him off, he scared my kids, don't ever show him again."
In 1949, TV advertisers spent $12 million on television. By 1955, it was over $1 billion, and CBS had become the largest advertising medium in the world. The ads seemed to be working, as American consumers fueled an economic boom and felt better and better about wanting more and more.
Wouldn't a cigarette taste good right now?
The allure of ads worried critics, who feared that we were being seduced into buying products by people who knew how to manipulate our basic desires.
Have one with me, have a Marlboro cigarette.
Vance Packard's best-selling book, The Hidden Persuaders, convinced many Americans that their thoughts were being controlled by mysterious forces. He asked a telling question: when you're manipulating, where do you stop?
You've got no right to be in this house. I'm going to give you just 10 seconds to get out of here.
Daddy? It's true, Daddy. I did volunteer for farm work.
Linda, why?
The party convinced me that I should free myself of the lingering bourgeois influence of family life. I'm ready.
In the midst of the Cold War, Americans were terrified that they might fall victim to the brainwashing experiments of the communists. During the Korean War, tales of hypnotized American prisoners seemed to be proof that the human mind could be reprogrammed by outside forces. To early critics, TV advertising was a capitalist version of brainwashing. In this instructional film, the NBC network pitched radio advertisers on how to use the new power of television.
You, the advertiser, know that more and more selling must be done in the minds of customers before they get to the store.
The NBC film takes the advertiser inside the mind's eye of an average woman. Her brain is a black and white world of cluttered newsprint impressions. Then television arrives. The clutter is swept away, leaving her helpless before the hypnotizing power of the new selling machine.
This is the wonderful wet strength you get in Scotties. So next time you shop, get the family size and several vanity size boxes of Scotties. New Scotties.
The great castles of capitalist mind control were the skyscrapers on Madison Avenue. Here were the best and brightest of American society, intellectuals practicing a new science. They exerted a peculiar fascination on the public imagination. Americans wanted to know more about the people behind the curtain, the men who turned the dials and controlled their minds, the ad men.
Mr. Victor, Mr. Norman, you've just seen me do a disgusting thing. But you'll always remember what I just did.
The Hucksters was part of a new trend in fiction. Advertising men became the new heroes or anti-heroes of American life.
Why do we outsell them? Because we out-advertise them, right? Right. Example, beauty soap, beauty soap, beauty soap. Repeat it, it comes out of their ears. Repeat it till they say it in their sleep. Irritate them, Mr. Norman. Irritate, irritate.
Anacin. With most headaches, pain mounts up. You feel dull, depressed. Tension puts nerves on edge.
The creator of this Anacin ad was one of the founding fathers of TV advertising, Rosser Reeves. In his ads and in his life, he celebrated the joys of buying and selling with an unbridled enthusiasm that marked the spirit of the decade.
To relieve pain fast, help overcome depression fast, relax tension fast. For incredibly fast relief, or fast relief.
It was probably the most hated ad in the early history of advertising, and it was stunningly successful. I think it tripled the Anacin business in an 18-month period or something like that. It was really quite remarkable. So he was primitive.
Rosser had just an absolutely insightful understanding of television and what it could do. He decided to create a picture.
Doctors know
for how Anacin relieved pain, and that's still talked about as the Hammers in the Head campaign.
Tension puts nerves on edge.
He used this old story about the farmer with the sick mule who calls the veterinarian. The veterinarian looks at the mule for a few minutes, picks up a 2x4 and hits the mule right in the center of the head. And the farmer said, "I had you to cure him, not to kill him." And the vet said, "Yeah, but first I got to get his attention."
This is a high-powered hunting rifle. At the trigger, champion Doc Barth. Target, solid oak. Bullet, a big ballpoint pen. Will it still write? Bic.
Rosser Reeves was a man of naked ambition and hidden dreams. Like many ad men of the time, he saw himself as an intellectual practicing a new science. While he made himself a fortune writing jingles and slogans, he spent his off hours writing spiritual novels and poems about the apocalypse.
The curious end of restless man, who for a second of galactic time floated upon a speck of cosmic dust around a miner's sun.
The spirit moved Rosser Reeves, but so did the sound of money. The son of a minister, he didn't have much money growing up. As an adult, he evolved a simple philosophy. The key to making money was to spend it.
He said, "Now what I want you to do is to go out and get yourself deeply in debt." Now, I had come from the chemical bank, and that wasn't anything we taught anybody. And I said, "Deeply in debt, Rosser, what do you mean?" He said, "Buy everything you've ever wanted. Buy yourself a new car. Buy yourself furniture. Buy your wife jewelry." And I said, "Why should I do that, Rosser?" And he said, "Because when you get so hopelessly in debt, you will work so very hard that you will become a success in our industry."
I know I'd go from rags to riches if you would only say you care.
In Jamaica, Reeves built himself a palace at Half Moon Bay, attended by 26 servants, and a butler on call 24 hours a day.
Rosser came after me to do a history of the Bates Agency. I said, "Rosser, why do you want this so much?" And he said to me, "Martin," he said, "I'm going to be 50. I'm going to retire soon. I'm going to go back to my place at Half Moon in Jamaica. And I'm going to be stretched out on a chaise longue beside the swimming pool. I'm going to be looking